Hey, picking up where I left off in my previous video, this is part 2. Don't forget, my support links are below if you would like to show support through a donation or by subscribing, liking, sharing, or leave your comments below. Alright, these fires. These fires are on a record scale. This is the Pine Gulch Fire burning north of Grand Junction. And it's actually become the second largest fire in Colorado's history. By Wednesday, it had already spread to 125,088 acres just by Wednesday morning. 75,000 Iowans still don't have electricity. Now, this was the derecho that moved through on August 10th. The governor is requesting $9,300,000,000 in aid. Correction, $3,900,000,000. I'm sorry, I got that backwards. And he's requesting $3,077,000,000 in crop damage for 36 of their counties. This turned day to night in China. The brightest fireball in years, 900 times brighter than the full moon, took place over China. This is the midnight sky with a fireball. And you probably already know 2 hurricanes could possibly collide in the Gulf, the Atlantic Gulf, in a Fujiwara effect, right in the Gulf of Mexico as they hit the United States. Speaking of colliding storms, 2 major dust storms just recently collided in what's known as a haboob. That's correct, haboob. They collided and closed a large section of Interstate 10 for an hour. Areas impacted include Phoenix, Arizona. And a mysterious smoke ring was seen floating above Santa Clara, California. These have happened before, but what do you think it is? Some called it a portal. Some said a strange flying object. Others said, somehow or other, the smoke from the fires formed a vortex. What do you think? And this was the most violent summer thunderstorm event in memory in the Bay Area. You see lightning look like a dragon quite often. That right there. So this might have been an image from the past. But this was in the Bay Area that they had a lightning storm like they've never seen. Non-stop lightning caused a red flag fire warning in the area. This was caused by the Loyalton fire near the California-Nevada border. You don't see this very often. A fire-tornado warning was issued. A fire-tornado warning was issued. This tornado was actually wrapped in fire by the time it got to the border of Nevada. Extreme heat, 110, 114, 130 degrees from California to Death Valley. Extreme mudslides, damaging storms, and yes, the virus as well. Dealing with quite a bit. And this happened in France. The injuries to this person's body, he's a professional cyclist, and they were caused by damaging hail. Large hail pelted the individuals. And apparently, the Tennessee New Madrid fault line may actually take out 150 miles of the Midwest and end up being more devastating than the San Andreas big one, which sadly is also overdue. Who knew the New Madrid fault line at Tennessee could be so damaging? The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration has announced an extremely active hurricane season in 2020. They've showed this image before, where it looked like a skull. They've showed that before, but the Atlantic Basin is very active. This picture is from Biscayne Bay, Florida. Thousands of dead fish are along the shore. No one has an explanation. And if you heard a sonic boom back on August 13th, the military was actually doing training that day, so that could have been the likely explanation. And thousands of seagulls were found dead in Turkey. This is some crazy, sad news. Barbaric killings of horses have put France on high alert. Loud, strange humming noises have been heard over Belgrade, Serbia, out of Russia. 3 volcano tectonic earthquakes rocked Mount Pinatubo in the Philippines back on August 13th. And a lake just mysteriously turned blood red suddenly in Paraguay on August 12th, 2020. Some said big tech companies were trying to leave a message that they control the air that we breathe and the sky and all that. Kind of interesting, this sunset looked like the Apple logo. Grain and food supplies were destroyed. That Derecho destroyed the corn crop population in the Midwest. This was that hail in Kansas on August 14th. And this week, California experienced nearly 12,000 lightning strikes in areas where the wildfires are currently burning. This was the satellite and radar. This was posted August 21st to YouTube. Check out the lightning. Here's a look at some of the staggering lightning footage from around the Bay Area in California. Reminds me of a lightning storm that we witnessed back in 2007 or 2008, where the lightning just danced across the sky just like that. These are lightning storms in areas that do not need them. They're dealing with lots of drought and lots of wildfires right now. These lightning storms are happening in wildfire-stricken areas. Signing out, my links are below to show support. This has been another video, part 2, to various events taking place in the world around us. Stay safe as possible, everyone.